All right, welcome everybody. We're here for episode 3 of Alien Destroyer of Worlds. As a reminder, this game was organized through Gauntlet RPG Community. You can find it online by searching Gauntlet RPG. We play lots of great games in an online community. Gauntlet publishes great games as well, and there's a forum for chatting and hanging out in a Slack group. And coming up in February, there's going to be an open gaming event as well. So all totally free games run by various people throughout the community to introduce people to online gameplay, or just, get away from things, play some games online. Also, this game is using safety tools. We've discussed them offline, but we've set our own lines and veils. As a cautionary note for anyone listening, we have said as a group that we are okay with descriptions of gore and body horror. So it is alien and those things tend to come up. So viewer discretion is advised. So why don't we go around and the players can give their name, pronouns, please, and give us a quick couple sentence overview of your character. And I think also give us like your character's current state of mind. So as a refresher, we left off, the characters have been tasked with finding 4 AWOL Marines in this moon colony. First, that led them to a bar where they found that one of them had been arrested for getting into a fight drunk late the night before. They got jumped by some insurgent militants there in the moon colony, but managed to escape via their APC driving through the front door. After that, they went to the Colonial Marshals facility, where the first AWOL was believed to be asleep, passed out drunk. It turned out that there was actually, they were dead, lying in their cell. Chest burst open with an alien hiding in the dark. And the Marines have also gotten a lead on where 2 other AWOL soldiers are being held elsewhere in the colony. But we left off with dealing with that alien, which by some miracle, Mason survived a very close encounter with. So, like I said, let's go around, give your name, pronouns, and then your character, little backstory if you want, and like what's their current frame of mind. So Mark, would you start us off, please?
Yeah, hi, I am Mark. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Dante, Private First Class, and she uses she, her pronouns. I am a colonial marine that is coming to the end of their tour. She's getting very close to being on her way out. In fact, this is one final mission she has to get through before she musters out. Right now, she is extremely upset because she has her discharge papers with her already. She got called on this assignment. She just saw her her squad mate Mason being almost killed by some sort of crazy alien bug thing that apparently has acid for blood. So that's a real problem for her. She just wants to survive until this is over. She's got 1 of these AWOL soldiers down, 3 more to go. She's hoping it's not 3 more aliens to go through before she, before she's on her.
Excellent. Jason, would you go next, please?
Yeah, I'm Jason. I use he, him pronouns. My character is Captain Silva using she, her pronouns. I'm leading this crew. And Captain Silva is a hard-bitten, experienced officer. She's in her early 40s, so she's been doing this a long time. She's seen a lot of shit. She's been on a lot of black ops, a lot of crazy ops, but she's never seen an alien. And she's really wondering what the hell is going on. She already was concerned because she was lied to that that nobody was leaving the planet, but it was clear that people are going up on the I always forget the name of it, the space elevator. So yeah, she's cool. She's got her shit together, but her mind is going a mile a minute, wondering what the hell is going on.
All right, and Daniel.
Hey, I'm Daniel. I use he, him, they, them pronouns. I'm playing Chaplain, who is a synthetic warrant officer, uses they, them pronouns. Chaplain is sort of a silly synthetic who occasionally uses fake Chaplain mustaches to try to appear more human, and more often than not fails terribly at it. Chaplain is a trained medic, and basically their job is to keep everybody alive and to handle technical matters and things like that. Chaplain's worst enemy is doors and dice rolls. Chaplain's best buddy is Mason, who they're glad to see didn't get eaten last episode.
And last but certainly not least, Matthew/Mason.
Yeah, hi, I'm Matthew. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Gunnery Sergeant Mason. She currently she is a Marine, just like all, with the lending support with Chaplain. And right now, she's in this frame of mind where, after having nearly been eaten by an alien, a creature that she has encountered before, she's trying to figure out how quickly she can get out of this situation, how quickly she can, shirk the same trauma.
And so, with the acid blood still sizzling into the ground around you, Mason, Hammer standing in the doorway, his smart gun drawn, having just blasted this alien into several different pieces, all strewn about. Your radios crackle alive, and you hear Iona shakily come over and says, boss, we've got incoming. They look like corporate types or something.
Corporate types. How far away? How many?
I think you'll sooner than later. And at this point, Chaplain, you see the door sliding open, and a woman, small in stature, being flanked by these 4 large individuals whose faces and figures you can't make out because they're in heavy armor, carrying long poles and what looks like they've got, like potentially nets bundled up and hanging from utility belts, enters in through the entrance of the marshals. And you can see the woman is dressed in this like very fine winter coat, very heavy, very, very expensive looking, but you can see the crest of a Weyland-Yutani patch just poking out from underneath it. She stops and meets you in the eyes. Chaplain says, "Where is it?"
Do I recognize this person? Is this Eckford?
You do recognize this person.
Yeah, so I think Chaplain will just sort of look up from where they're fiddling around on the computer right now and just meet Eckford in the eyes and just nod over towards, Hammer's extensive wide back. I think while this is happening, I think they came in just as Chaplain was working frantically to delete whatever video footage there may have been of this incident.
Yeah. Go ahead and do a CommTech roll, and I'm going to give you a,
Pity bonus?
Well, I'm thinking a +1 is appropriate in this scenario, as you know, the Olga, the receptionist, was quickly whisked away, by the marshal, and so the desk is left unattended and unlocked and everything. And so yeah, Go ahead.
Oh, are the two of them still in the bathroom also?
Yes. Yeah, you can hear Olga is still screaming. Despite that the firing has stopped at this point, she is hysterical in there, and you can hear the marshal attempting to calm her down. So yeah, go ahead and do Comtech with a +1.
I think Dante was screaming when we ended too. So
Screaming all around. Oh my goodness, what is that? My dice have weird symbols on them.
Those
Two of
are
them
successes.
have like
And so you even get a stunt on this.
weird.
Never seen the
What does
light
that even
before.
feel like? Yeah.
All right, so
See,
for
Comtech.
stunts, you can get a +1 to a later skill roll relating to this one. Don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. You do it quickly in half the time it would normally take.
Oh, I definitely hide my tracks.
Okay, yeah, excellent. Yeah, so
We're gonna make it look like incompetence on the part of the staff here or whatever.
perfect. And so you as you're quickly just typing, finishing off that command on the keyboard, and you gesture to the back of Hammer. Silver, what are you doing? Because you're just behind Hammer.
I'll probably push past Hammer. And let me ask something out of character before we go. Are we subservient to Weyland-Yutani? Or are we basically supposed to bow down and do what they say? Or is it ambiguous? Or where are we at with them?
I think for this scenario, it's you would all know that Weyland-Yutani and the colonial means have a close but contentious relationship. Weyland-Yutani supplies a lot of funding to the military and can, has also been a very enriching exit strategy for a lot of Marines to go into their sort of corporate, soldier ranks. But you're definitely not subservient, and especially in a matter such as this, you've got your own military jurisdiction where appropriate.
Okay. So I think Silva will come out and be like, I thought I smelled the foul stench of Weyland-Yutani. You guys behind this? One of my soldiers is dead, and the rest of them two more were just about killed. What's going on here?
Don't point your finger at us. We're here to make sure that this doesn't get any worse. You need to be looking inside of your own ranks.
You're not answering my question. What is going on here? What is that thing? I've been all over the galaxy and I've never seen anything like that.
No one's seen anything like it. That's what makes it valuable. Silva, why don't you go ahead and do an observation roll?
Okay. Oh, let's see. Panic and 2 successes. Panic, I get a 6. So I hold it together and I got 2 successes. Let's see. Observation stunts. Yeah, this is where it's hard for me to figure out how these stunts fit into this situation. Maybe, can you tell me what I see with like my first success, and then maybe I'll figure out a question to ask based on that?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, you can see this woman who you don't know the name of. You've not dealt with her yourself, but you recognize her. You recognize her from Fort Nebraska. You caught glimpses of her in the halls, and in fact, looking at her now, you can see hanging around her neck is a pair, is one of the key tags that operates the inner doors of Fort Nebraska. and you can see from its insignia on it, it's a high-ranking key tag at that.
Okay. Maybe there's two heavily armored guys with her. Is that right?
There's actually four,
Four.
yes.
Okay. Maybe see if this with my extra success. Do these guys look like they're mean business? Like there could be violence here if we, if we rustled her feathers, or are they looking, like they're not at that point?
So I think it's fair to say you would know this type of soldier for Weyland-Yutani. Colloquially, they're called dog catchers. They're in these heavy armor suits. They carry, basically like long poles with grappling bits on the end, made for like serious animal control type scenarios, right?
So they're not necessarily combat soldiers, or that's not their prime directive.
They've got weapons additionally, but yeah, they're sort of like a hybrid thing here. But it's heavy armor, and so I think you can probably surmise that if your group was to get into a combat with this, it wouldn't be easy pickings by any means.
Okay. So I think I forget where we left off, but I think I'd say something like, look, this is Marine jurisdiction. Until I get orders from above, we're going to secure this place. We're going to bag up our dead, and I'm going to report to my commanding officer.
I understand. You've got a chain of command. You've got things you need to do. I'm telling you, there's things about that chain that you don't know, that they're not going to tell you. Now listen, we don't need any trouble. In fact, I want to help you. What do you need? What are you looking to get in life? Weyland-Yutani can make that happen.
I need 3 more Marines, and then we're going to get off this rock. That's what I'm about.
So then you don't need whatever that thing is. Let us take that, get it out of your way, and you go find your Marines.
Look, I suspect that's not the only one of these things. I think I heard over the comms Chaplain saying something about, or the women here talking about there being attacks by monsters. And now that I've seen this, I wonder if, I'm putting one and one together here. You know what I'm saying? You give me some information about these things, and you can do whatever you want with the pieces that are left of that thing in there. You talk to me, and we'll take our guy and we'll move along. So what is this thing? And are there more of them? How do we kill it?
I think that warrants a manipulation roll.
Sounds about right.
Which I realized I think we've been slightly off on. I think manipulation rolls are supposed to be opposed.
Oh, yeah.
So I will look up her count. And while we're doing that, I want to check in Mason and Dante.
Yeah. So
Y'all are still over back in that back corner, I'm assuming, or have you walked out and you're following this conversation?
I guess, in the time that has elapsed between Silva exiting and confronting Yutani, Mason's managed to steel herself enough to crawl out from under the cot and pat herself down, make sure she's still on this plane of existence.
Dante, what do you say to Mason as they crawl out from their hiding area, and you've just finished screaming, you've just pulled yourself back together?
Yeah, so Dante's got some of this stuff on her armor, so she's stripping off pieces of armor and dropping it on the ground because it's still sizzling from some of the splash, a little bit of the splash. And she says to Mason, kind of under her breath, "Is Chaplain working with this dog pound crew here?"
Not sure I understood the statement. Chaplain working with the what?
Yeah, it seems like this Wayland Yutani person here was giving him some orders when she walked through the door.
I don't know anything about that. It's news to me that Chaplain would be taking orders from Yutani. Not that it's unprecedented for since, but you know, I trust Chaplain. I'm sure you'll try to do what's best.
Yeah,
And I
but for
think
who?
I think Hammer is walking up to you two and kicks a limb of the alien with his boot and just kind of out of the side of his mouth says, "Don't even start down that road. The minute you start questioning the people that you're out here with, that's the minute you're dead."
Okay, I got you, Hammer. I got you.
Can't believe I'm agreeing with Hammer, but
I got you. I got you.
All right, so going back to Silva and Miss Eckford, yeah, you definitely succeeded in the manipulation. She got no successes. You've got
She only rolled 1 die.
That's what it says on the character sheet. I'm not going to spot check it immediately, but that's what her stat is listed at. So
Okay. I got 4 successes, so that's probably hard to beat anyways. I did get a 8 on panic, so I guess that's is it tremble, I think. So, you know, despite my hard exterior, I'm a little jellyish inside standing before them. The last thing I need is to go from fighting an alien to fighting Wayland Yutani, another horrible thing. So yeah.
And so you were asking basically for info on what this thing is, what's going on.
Yeah,
Right?
what is it? Are there more of them? How do we kill it?
We have not even begun to tap into the potential of this thing. The what we know is tiny compared to what we don't know. So there's really not much I can even tell you. But you're right. There's very likely more out there. You may not want to hear it, but some of your buddies back at the base have been involved in some things that you might not be too proud of, that they might not be too proud of, and that they might be trying to cover now.
I say, look, let's work together. You know, what are you trying to do? You're trying to contain these things. You're trying to capture them. What are you trying to do? And I guess I'm looking for a little more. I'm going to use in the stunt to get a little more from her.
Yeah.
Is it a her? I think is it?
Yeah, it's a yeah. She says, "These are most valuable to me. They're most informative to me if we get them alive. There's not a lot we can learn when they're blown to pieces, like I think whatever you just encountered might be. I heard the gunfire. I heard the screaming. It's hard to miss. Now, like you said, there's more Marines out there, and they've been exposed to something that is extremely dangerous. If there's more of this out there and we can get one alive, we can learn a lot about it."
No, I saw a dead Marine in there with his chest blown out and this huge creature. Are they somehow related? You're saying that they've been exposed, just somehow infected? Is this creature somehow related to or carried by the Marines or something?
In some cases, we've seen that humans can become a host. We don't know the exact process. But if we get to them soon enough, it can all be reversed.
So Wojciech and the rest, I mean, are they infected also? The other 3?
I don't know for sure. I have not been privy to all the information myself. Like I said, this has actually been more driven by people on your side. I've been locked out on my own. But if we work together, like you're suggesting, we can start to get the truth out. That's what's important, right? What's your name? What's your name, Marine?
Silva. Captain.
I'm Mallory Eckford. Can we work together?
Sure. So what's the best way to kill these things? Smart gun works. Anything else?
We think fire works pretty well.
Okay.
But like I said, we really want to get one alive. We can learn so much more about it if we can capture one alive. So if you find these Marines, you get in touch with me. If they've got something in them, we'll get it out. They'll be safe. We'll be happy. We'll learn a lot. All of mankind can move forward.
All right. Well, if we hear anything, we'll let you know. We're going to bag up my trooper and load up in our APC. I'm going to report back. Is this something I should keep on the down low with Hatfield, my commanding officer, or what's your opinion on that?
I trust you to make the right call.
Okay. All right, Marines, let's act like we got a mission. Let's bag up Reese, and let's load up Chaplain. I need your help, if you wouldn't mind, in the APC with the communications gear.
Sure, boss. Just a question. If this is something that is communicable, don't you think maybe we should maybe do some examinations to see if any of us are infected?
Okay. You got the gear for that?
I could probably rig something up, but I'd recommend that nobody leave until we're at least reasonably sure.
Quarantine? Okay. All right. Well, let's get our man. Let's get out of these people's way. And I'll kind of look at Dante and Mason and say, you two need to sit down and drink some water and rest. Here, have a cigarette. You look pale as death.
When given the opportunity. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Given the opportunity, Dante's going to speak with Silva and say, you're the captain, but I think you're giving these corporate bozos way too much leeway. We're Marines, okay? Let's remember who's actually in charge. These guys, who knows what they're up to? And I mean, look at them. They're dog catchers? What the fuck's that?
Private, you're out of line. I'm the one in charge here. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but you're still out of line. Sit down, relax for a little bit, all right? Just a second ago, you're screaming your head off. Just chill, bring it down from 11.
Just check out Mason first, man, because that thing was right up in his face.
Yeah. What's Mason look like?
Pale, but very pale, but tries to get Dante's ear when Silva and the rest of the Marines kind of like just turn their attention away from them. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I like how things are turning out right now, Dante.
Yeah, I don't either. This is totally messed up. I'm short. You know what? 3 more of these guys. Hey, they can leave me here in the jail. I can stay here in the jail while this gets resolved. You pick me up on the way out.
I mean, this I get it. We didn't sign up. We didn't sign up for Marine duty to participate in some kind of touchy-feely democracy. But I don't like being cut out. I don't like feeling like we're being cut out of this whole situation. Now Silva and Chaplin are just sort of like playing along with these corporate types.
That's what I'm saying.
Look,
It's weird.
there's I don't mean to be weird, but there's a very, very big difference between Marines and between corpos, and they don't. I don't trust them to understand or relate to, how you see anything, and they certainly won't have our best interests at heart. Like
Yeah.
capture an alien, capture one of those things.
I don't think those nuts are big enough, man. Well, let's just keep an eye out. Okay, I got your back.
Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like cleaning up. So it sounds like you're going to grab Reese's body, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably like assign Z and Hammer. Well, Hammer probably needs to chill too, but maybe Iona and Z will get that job. I think I'm gonna go in. Me and Hammer in the process of kind of helping, and I'm gonna go in and just kind of look around, and once again have another look at the body and a quick look at the monster, and just see if there's anything to learn here beyond the obvious. But yeah, that gives them their moment to have their conversation.
I think like as Silva walks past Chaplin to go into the area, Chaplin's gonna whip out like a pair of gloves from his medical kit or something like that and toss them to him. Just be like, or toss them to her, sorry, and just be like, don't touch anything. Try to keep your feet clean. We don't know how this spreads.
Okay.
Speaking of which, do we need the body?
The Marine's body?
Yeah.
Or the monster body? I think the Marine body, I'm just guessing that would kind of be general Marine protocol, to carry away your dead, I don't know. Does Wailing Yutani seem interested in the body? I guess I didn't really hear anything about that. They seem most interested in the creature.
That's right. Yeah, they're looking to scoop up the alien bits. I think when you call Zhimyevsky, looked up how to say it, Zhimyevsky and Iona in to retrieve Reese's body, I'm going to activate Zhimyevsky's banter talent to give y'all some stress relief. And so I think he's like, I'm picturing the two of them carrying the body back out through the building as people are kind of sitting around in different points. Olga and the marshal probably worked their way out of the bathroom at this point, and she's kind of doing deep breaths. And Zhimyevsky just it's like a total asshole. She's like, man, I bet this guy isn't gonna like waking up from this, huh? Count that as a little bit of banter.
Sure.
So let's see. Yeah, banter I think is 1 stress reduction for everybody.
I think it gives you like an extra one. So if a turn passes and we feel safe and we're resting, we would lose 1 stress, and then the banter would give us an extra one.
That's right. Okay. So we'll just keep that in mind.
Okay.
And sorry, was someone saying they wanted a scene with somebody else? I want to make sure I didn't skip over something I thought.
No, I think Silva's just checking it out, and I think the next point is when we all get back to the APC is when I might have something to say.
Okay. Yeah, so checking out the body and the remains, I'm wondering if that's like what would that be? Maybe like a medical aid role or something?
Sometime I think it would probably ultimately be this. Let's see, they're both, no, actually one's empathy based. Either one's fine. Sometimes people do like observation for like scientific-y looking around. Medical aid might fit too. Yeah, I can see either way.
I'm good with either. So if you want to roll whichever one you're better in.
Okay.
And was Chaplin helping look, or Chaplin was just throwing the gloves over?
I think Chaplin is going to go do medical checks on Dante and on Mason.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. Medical aid is what it is for me.
It's okay if I talk to. Oh.
1 second. I got another panic. I did get a success. And my panic is a 6, which is still holding it together. So I got 1 success.
So yeah, I mean, I think you can definitely put together that it appears something exploded from the chest. As you investigate Reese's body, you do also see bits of dried, like, black blood. You would almost call it ooze at the corners of his mouth. It's just dark and thick, and that's why it's almost just too thick to be called blood. That seems a bit strange.
Right. All right. So I think that's all I got there.
Okay. Matthew, you wanted to speak with someone?
Yeah, I mean, if Chaplin is attending to our wounds and, just checking us out.
Yeah, so I think Chaplin will probably start with Mason, since Mason was the closest.
I was like,
Just kind of,
I turn to Chaplin, I'm like, what are you doing, man?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. What's going on?
Why are we... I've seen these things before. And I don't know, I don't know how you can... I don't know how you and Silva can believe you can cooperate with these corpo types on the delusion that you can catch one of these things.
Oh, I'm not about catching anything.
But that's the open, sort of the open objective, isn't it? To play nice and work well with Wayland Yutani. I've seen
I
one of
just
these
follow
things.
Silva's. Yeah, I just follow Silva's orders, man. I don't know. That's what I do. This stuff is above my pay grade.
Aren't you more than that?
Well, I guess it depends on who you ask, but this is sort of my job. This is sort of what I was built to do.
And is there's nothing lying there in your programming core of any kind that says to not be a dumbass?
I think it would probably be suboptimal if I had been programmed to disobey orders. Yeah.
Listen, one of those things killed 30 Marines in Yafara Station. I was there. I saw it.
So maybe we just need to convince Silva that.
Convince Silva
that it's a bad idea to cooperate.
Absolutely.
I mean, I follow Silva's orders. So if we can convince Silva of the way that we want him to go, we want her to go, excuse me. We can convince Silva of the way we want her to go, then...
Well, Silva doesn't listen to me. She thinks I'm a basket case.
Mm.
Is it against your logic core to convince your commanding officer that a suboptimal decision may not be in the best interests of the Marines?
Oh, of course not. I am fully capable and expected to provide advice, but I do need some understanding of the situation, right? So you said you've seen these before. Tell me about it. What happened?
It started out as an outbreak on Yavhara Station. The creature came loose and killed about 35 Marines. I watched many of them. Sorry?
One of them?
Just one. Just one.
Hmm.
Wait, oh, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. No, it's more than one. It's more than one.
Hmm.
Yeah. It came out just like with Reese. It came out of their chest. Their skulls were crushed, and they took us out one by one.
I'm sorry, that sounds tough.
I was the only survivor of that. I saw my lieutenant get killed before me.
Did you?
Then
I mean, I hate to ask, but it seems relevant. Did you see how they got into the person they came out of?
No, I did not. By the time I knew it was happening, it was too late.
Hmm.
It's already, and you see like Mason, like sort of like really visibly struggling. Just telling you about it right now is extremely difficult.
Yeah, I get it. We don't have to talk about it right now. I'm just trying to collate a little data so that I can bring it to Silver. But it can wait. Let's make sure you're in fighting shape. And I would like you to let me know where you came into contact with this creature and where, any of its fluids or anything like that may have touched your equipment, your person, anything of that nature.
Wait a minute. Are you checking me for an infection?
I am checking everyone. We don't know how this spreads. It seems reasonable that we should be cautious. So what I'd like to do is quarantine. I'd like to quarantine all the equipment that has been in contact with this creature into this, and they'll point to like a case or something like that. They've tried to make as quarantiney as possible, at least until we know more.
If that's what it takes to gain to get your trust on this, to get your faith, then by all means, check me out.
I believe you. I trust you. I am still concerned that now we have seen someone who has been infected by this, and your experience has shown that this is not the first time this has happened. Until we know how these people become infected, I think it's probably wise for us to take all the precautions we can. Yeah.
All right. Yes, but we can't just analyze and sit on this. The moment we have enough data, the moment we have enough information, to we had to compel back off this weird ass cooperation with Yutani, because those alien suckers are not going to be contained. They all have to be destroyed.
Yeah, I agree. I will talk to I'll talk to her right after I check out you and Dante. Okay. So I'm going to collect whatever items Mason lets me know have been infected, whether they're bits of armor or whatever, and try to quarantine those away. And then I assume that there are no visible injuries, right? Mason didn't take any actual damage.
Mason did not take any acid damage. Actually, I don't think there was any direct damage from the alien. I think the alien missed every time. So, yeah,
just like a grapple and
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's still the same one lost health point from something else.
So Silva, you're muted. What are you saying?
I was just saying that might have been still from our first firefight in the bar.
So Silva, your radio cracks again. Okay. This time you hear the voice of Hatfield over it. He says, "Charlie team, sit rep."
This is Silva, sir. It's just the person I was going to call. Look, we found one of the Marines, Reese. He's dead. Looks like some sort of infection, some sort of, I don't know even what it's called, but some sort of infection has caused him to give birth, I guess, to some sort of monstrosity, some creature. We killed it. Weyland-Yutani's here. They're looking to bag it up. What are your orders?
Do you have any word on the other missing soldiers?
Yeah, looks like 2 of them were taken by some paramilitary UPP operatives. Got in a firefight with some of them at the bar, Oblivion. And last we heard, they were taken by them to some hideout. We've got the coordinates for. The 4th Marine disappeared from the bar. Nobody had eyes on them. We're gonna have to follow. We're gonna have to see if we can find some more clues as to where they have gone.
Then those 2 Marines are your number 1 priority. I want you to assault that location immediately. If you need support, Marine, you let me know. I can have a Cheyenne dropship over to your station in 10 minutes.
Yeah, let me. I gotta check with my team, see what their status is. Let me call you back in 5.
All right, Marine, you understand the severity of this situation, right? I need to know that there's a
Yep.
fire lit under your ass.
Of course there is, sir.
All right. I want to hear from you in 3 minutes.
Okay. Marines, let's load up in the APC. We can have a little bit of a conversation. So hopefully I'll hustle everybody in. I'll turn off, the mics and the comms and take my helmet off, light up a cigarette and pass them around and say, look, sorry about barking you down in there, Dante. Look, I don't trust these guys any more than any of you do. Weyland-Yutani are a bunch of sharks. We're all probably dead, honestly. Next time we go into cryo sleep, our cryo beds are just going to malfunction. Strangely, all of our beds are going to collapse. And Chaplain, you're probably going to be broken up into scrap. We know something they probably don't want us to know at this point. The Major wants us to go and assault this UPP hangout, get the other 2 Marines back. I'm all for that, but I don't know who to trust. I don't know if I can even trust Hatfield. What this Weyland-Yutani person said about the Marines having their fingers in this whole operation, I can kind of believe that too. So look, floor's open. What do you guys have to say? What do you want to do? I think we're all dead men and women.
Well, that's a lot. Where do you think this threat's coming from?
Well, we got a lot of threats. The monsters, I don't know where the hell they came from. I heard you, Mason, say something about you've encountered these things before. Do you know where they came from when you met them?
I don't know where they came from. I only know that what's happening here has happened before.
How did it end with you?
The entire station dead, and me being the only survivor of an evac team. I was lucky enough to be found by an evac team, and they nuked the fucking thing from orbit.
Sounds like a solution. Chaplain, you shot their records, the marshals. They know anything about these things?
Nothing I can tell. It is very suspicious to me that some Weyland-Yutani corporate type showed up with capture gear out of nowhere moments after we saw this thing.
Right. Any of you guys working with Weyland-Yutani? No, I'll look around in each of their eyes.
Hammer actually lifts his head and says, they give me drugs.
I side-eye Hammer.
Hammer. What do you give them?
Bits of meaningless info. Nothing I ever thought was going to make a damn bit of difference.
Did you tell them we were here?
That's a strange thing. I haven't told anyone we were here. I get the feeling that they'd know anyways, though.
Yeah. So Hammer.
What about you? What about you, sir? Are you looking for a posting with Willie Yutani?
No, like I said, I think we're all going to end up in body bags, one way or the other. Hammer, that means you too. I don't know what arrangement you have with the company, but you're expendable now, same as the rest of us. You going to work with them still, or you going to stick with us as far as it goes?
Shit, sir, I'm a colonial marine. I've always been expendable. I'm with you the whole way.
Damn straight. What about the rest of you? We're gonna stick
to sweating bullets. No, just kidding.
Iona literally is sweating bullets. Iona looks terrified of this whole discussion.
Either the monsters are going to get us, or the company, or our own people.
So, as one of the people who perhaps ironically wishes to survive this, I have a suggestion, perhaps.
Go ahead.
If your concern is the corporation, and if what the corporation wants is biological evidence of these creatures, maybe we should get it first and make sure we hold on to it, and then at least we would have a bargaining chip.
Chaplain, I guess you probably didn't see it, but look, you didn't see that thing. I don't know how the hell we're going to be able to capture anything like that.
I don't even necessarily mean capturing it right now, but they seem really interested in the remains that are there. So that might be a good place to start. I suspect we have enough firepower, if that was something you wanted to do, that we could take it from them or instead of them. That might give us a little bit of leverage for the time being. I could make up some mumbo jumbo about requiring it for quarantine, something like that.
Right. Dante, you're quiet. What's on your mind?
I just am thinking that this is, we got 3 more to go, and Mason, when they took out your station, was that like 20, 30 of those aliens that took out that whole crew?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say in the chaos, but it definitely wasn't a swarm.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
So just one alone is enough for us to be worried about.
Okay.
I mean, those things aren't just rabid dogs or wolves coming at that come at you. They're intelligent. They stalked me and the lieutenant for hours before they got him.
Okay. Chaplain, like, that thing was way too big to come out of Reese, wasn't it?
I imagine. I don't know much about it. I haven't had a chance to examine the body or anything.
Like, how big was the hole? And like, did he have just like the one wound?
Chaplain looks down and is like,
yeah, he had just that one wound. He had some sort of weird black substance around his mouth. Chaplain, I want you to check him out and see if you can figure out what that is.
My apologies. I just need to retcon a little bit because my reading comprehension was terrible. It is categorically one person, one alien.
One alien, 30 Marines.
Yeah.
I don't like that math. Look, let's cut to the chase. I got to get back to Hatfield. The only way I see is to go forward, to keep going, fool everybody to think that we're doing our job, keeping our mouth shut. If we let out that we're concerned or worried, you know, we're going to get liquidated. So I think we need to all stick together, have an agreement that we're, you know, the 7 of us, you know, stick together, you know, play the game, find a way through this. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's do this.
I don't think we can trust anybody outside this APC at this point.
Zhimyevsky picks up his head and says, God, the other Marines out there, I mean, fuck, if they lied and hid all this shit from us and they've maybe infected them, I mean, who knows what's going through their minds? I mean, they're clearly on the run. It doesn't seem like they're part of this, right? Like no one just gets infected on purpose. So
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think we got to find them. Talking to them, maybe we'll learn something that'll get us out of this. So I think our only way forward is to hit that UPP compound and find the other 2. All right. Any dissent? All right, let's stick together. Stay frosty. Everybody breathe, relax, drink some water, eat something, tell some jokes, whatever. All right.
Let's do this.
all right. Are you calling in the Cheyenne dropship?
That would be like to carry us over there or to provide like air support or both?
Both.
Okay. Yeah. Because that's
Okay.
cool.
It is very cool. So then, yeah, you've all got, you know, a 10-minute timeline that it's going to take for this thing to take off and come get you. I think, you know, we'll fast forward a bit. The drop ship shows up. You're able to, you know, move some of your gear over. You can load up Reese. They say, you know, they'll get the APC back to the fort. And so yeah, you've got this drop ship to carry you over to the compound, which from your maps you would know is like an old estate here. It was like one of the wealthy people's estates that, you know, has since been abandoned when they left this place a while back, and apparently now it's been taken over by insurgents. So I think let's go ahead and take our break there. Let's take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back to the raid on the insurgent compound.
We should probably do some like resting and recovery before we do that too. But
Yeah,
wait, we can do that after the break.
Yeah, and I was going to mention, if you haven't used your signature item, that's still available to reduce your stress. Cool. All right. See you all in 5. Okay, so you've boarded the drop ship. This thunderous, you hear the engines roaring to life as it lifts up vertically, blasting snow up all around it as it takes off from in front of the marshals and starts heading north in the colony. Here, let's go over to the full map real quick, and I'll give you an idea of where you're heading to. So we were at the Marshall Station, which is right here. Let me make sure I've got this correct. Where's my map over here? Here it is. Okay, so yeah, so it's a bit northwest. So heading from the Marshall Station, and you're heading all the way over here. So you're actually going to fly over Fort Nebraska on the way there. But you start reaching beyond the sort of industrialized portion where the oil was being piped through into this wealthier area where you clearly the well-to-do people that probably oversaw the day-to-day stuff of the colony were at. And so I think there was a request for some like stress-killing moments during the Cheyenne ride. So you've definitely got the time a turn's worth of being safe and away. Actually, I think I'm even going to say it's probably 2 turns worth, given time sitting in the APC plus this. So I think that'll knock down 2 stress, and you can heal up 2 health if you have 2 health to heal.
Does anybody have any banter for this part of the flight?
Yeah, totally. So just to clarify, previously we blew some stress and with banter from Z and the station, right? Okay, and now we're getting 2 more of those opportunities.
Yeah, so I'm kind of rolling that one into the whole scene transitional period. So we're up to 3 total so far.
Okay.
2 of it being from two turns of passage of time, and then Zhimyevsky doing some bantering.
Okay, and yeah, so Dante's gonna lay into the banter on board the dropship too. Just to clarify, so the APC does not fit on the dropship, right? That had to be left behind.
I think they maybe can fit, but in this case, they're not bringing the APC.
Okay, very good. So yeah, Dante is trying to engage in some some banter, trying to, I guess, get people a little bit more at ease. Talking about yeah, we took care of one, that one that we had before, just one at a time. We got this, and you know what? Afterwards, drinks. The drinks, they're going to be on Silva, and then once we get clear of that, then, hey, we're on our way home. Okay, we got this. All right.
If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that between you and Mason, you are more badass than 30 Marines.
True.
Mathematically speaking.
And Hammer's like, hey, I'm the one that shot it.
That's true. Hammer is the one who shot it.
Last I saw, Mason was about to make out with it or something.
Hey, I shot at it, okay? So that counts for something. I probably made it like dodge into Hammer's bullets.
I don't say anything but quietly appreciate that Chaplin did what he thinks was called a joke.
So I'll say, Dante, you got to work on your pep talks. Chaplin.
This comes from you, sir?
Look, I got you guys all to go on a suicide mission. Chaplin, can you hook in that comm unit again? See if you can get anything through the computer of the dropship here. So out of character, John, it sounds like we get a total of 4 stress down and then 2 health back if we need it.
That's my math.
Okay. All right. And one other thing too, out of character, they mentioned flamethrowers. Could we have requested a couple flamethrowers be on this ship?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Have
couple
one
of
Does anybody else already
units.
have one? Nobody has flamethrowers?
Let me check. Don't see one on Iona. Let me check. I don't think Hammer would have it since he's got the smart gun.
Okay.
I don't see one there. Maybe Zhimyevsky does. Zhimyevsky has an incinerator unit.
Okay. And in Chaplin, these things aren't human. You can shoot them. I say gear up.
Sure. So clarifying question first. How does Chaplain heal damage?
It takes repair work, and repair work on synthetics takes extended time. So it's not something you can like do quickly in a ship.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say. So yeah, Jimevsky has one incinerator unit. I think you can definitely get a second one if someone wants to add one to their character sheet. I'm totally cool with that.
Sure.
And then Chaplain, whatever you're looking to arm yourself with, if it's not the incinerator unit or something else, I'm sure is around. There's definitely pulse rifles. Yeah, I don't think it would make sense for you to just have like a smart gun or anything. Probably like a pulse rifle or a service pistol.
Service pistol. If I'm being ordered, I'll take a service pistol.
And it looked like I had noticed Dante's twitchy arm, so I don't want her to have a flame unit. So maybe I'll say, Mason, why don't you grab a flamer? Can't hurt. Sounds like they're from what Wailing Tani said, that they're very effective against these creatures. So if you see them, burn them.
So I think if I'm correct, you wanted Chaplain to go ahead and check out that comm unit again.
Right.
If I understand correctly, you're referring to the incinerator unit in gear?
Yeah.
Okay, I had that already, so yeah.
Oh, you have one already?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll take it then. The second one that we got.
Yeah. I just added the service pistol on Chaplain's sheet. Jason, I'm guessing you probably know where to find the stuff and you can add it. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and so yeah, Chaplain, if you want to take another crack at, this is the comm unit that Dante got off of the insurgents in the bar. It's encrypted, and y'all kind of discovered like, oh, this is like actually like military grade encryption. It's not something low level. So if you want to take another crack at it, that's a comm tech roll, and let's go ahead and do this one at a +1 since you've had more time now to suss it out, and you've got the Cheyenne's computers at your disposal as well. Very nice.
Excuse me, everyone. I'm going to Vegas. I'll catch you next week.
All right, and so you've got those stunts available again. I'll go ahead and tell you what you get with the start though, and then that might influence what you want for your stunt. So you hook it up to the computers, and we see the screen that starts like running all these digit combinations, and then like 4 seconds into it, it lands on this 6-digit combination that starts flashing, that it then inputs to the radio unit, and then it cracks to life, and you can hear these people talking with this heavy accent, and they're saying you hear them saying, they've broken out of the restraints, we need backup, there's something terribly wrong with them, hurry. And you can hear bits of gunfire in the background. So you've got some stunts. Gain +1 to a later skill roll relating to this one. Don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. So if you wanted to like decrypt a different person's communication radio, doing it quickly in half the time it would normally take, new or unexpected information, hiding your tracks, or showing off, which is just fun.
Yeah, I get two stunts.
Yes, you do. One for each extra success.
Well, I definitely like to get new or unexpected information.
You hear a new voice come over the radio that just has this command to it, this commanding presence. And he says, handle it quickly. It is almost time for the invasion.
Cool. And then I definitely want to show off. I think I'll probably just pipe it over the internal comm in the dropship, so that everyone who's like in the back can hear it.
Yeah.
And we'll just leave it running while we're heading there.
Yeah. So yeah, now the Cheyenne is approaching the compound. You can see it up on this hill. You see this large barrier wall that surrounds the estate. And you see this multi-level home with a large antenna on top of the roof. And you hear the pilot come over the radio and says, "That roof looks like your best entry point. Looks like there's some sort of skylight or something right there. I'm gonna bring you over it. There's a rope back there. You can rappel down. I can get you close. I'll circle around. When you're ready for an extraction, you just call me."
All right, I agreed. All right, this is a combat drop, Marines. Hammer, Dante, you've got the point. Get to that skylight, clear the way. Mason, you take the right. Ionia and Z, you take the left. And Chaplain, you're with me following up.
And so the Cheyenne pulls over to this compound, and I've now pulled us over. So you should be seeing that map now. And in the top right, you can see the roof I was talking about. This roof with a skylight on it and this large transmitter satellite. And the Cheyenne pulls over. You kick the ropes over the edge, and they unfurl and spin down. And as you start heading down, you see the movement of two people ducking out from under the satellite. And you see in their hands these RPGs as they line up to fire at the Cheyenne. I want everyone to go ahead and make a mobility roll as you descend amidst them firing on the Cheyenne.
Matthew, did you take off 4 stress? Or did you have?
I thought you only reduced 2 stress from the last encounter. Or did I
We got
miss
4 total.
Oh, 4 total. Do I re-roll, John?
Yeah, go ahead and remove 2 of the stress and then re-roll.
Okay. Too bad, because that's a lovely face hugger there in that roll.
I'm sure you'll roll another.
And I will go ahead and roll our NPC. Let's get mobility for Iona. Shinievsky. And here's Hammer. And hopefully we're looking to see if everyone passes. Hammer does
Hammer.
not.
So close.
So let's see. I see Hammer did not. Shinievsky, Iona are good. Mason, you're good. Dante's good. Chaplin's good. So okay, so Hammer's the only one. So Hammer has to roll on a special little chart for repelling failures. Let me roll a d6. 6. Okay. So you quickly come sliding down these ropes. You hit the roof and you immediately spring into action. We're going to go ahead and roll initiative. I'll reveal these. Oops. Reveal these tokens. There we go. That's 1. That's 2. Let me get a turn going. Turn order.
Does everybody remember how to drag your token onto the map? your character sheet on the journal, you just drag it over to the map and it should create a token.
So I've got my character sheet popped out.
Not the actual all their stats and stuff, but on the list where it says Dante private
perfect.
or whatever.
Thank you.
Yep.
We figured out it's a out of 12, right, for the initiative.
2d6, yeah.
Okay, so
Where am I at again? I'm a little confused by the map.
So we're all in this top right skylight.
Okay.
So you're all going to land sort of around that area. I think Silva kind of gave you some specific places to aim for, which I don't recall, but maybe you do.
On the right, he said. So, what's the right? What's your right, Silva?
Depends where I'm in from, yes, but just make up. So if I'm here bringing up the rear, maybe Don or Chaplin's near me, and Mason, you'd be over on this left side of the building, which would be my right. And
All
then
right.
Dante, or not Dante, Iona and Zemensky would be over on the left. And then Hammer and Dante were up front near the skylight, I think. But whatever.
Like that?
Sure. I don't think it
Yeah,
really matters.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
having
can you
difficulty
imagine the people
knowing
who are
who's
watching?
who.
Like,
A couple of you guys are actually in the communications dish. You landed right in it.
can you imagine
Cozy.
there's some guy in the IMDb trivia section who's like, in this movie Aliens, the commander said to go this here, 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 and here, but in the scene, the characters arrive in a different order,
Right,
and like
right,
hastily
right.
typing it in in the goof section of IMDb.
They this shows my depth of my geekness, but in Aliens, they do have, I think there's 9 or 10 total Marines,
Yeah.
and they are divided into 2 fire teams, and they do kind of move around together like a little team. And they divide into 2, so that I think like their nuclear group is a group of 4, and then there's auxiliaries that go along with them. But there is actually, I think Cameron is into that kind of detail. His early movies, you get that kind of that deep. It actually makes sense. It's not just explosions.
He's very nitpicky.
Yeah,
Famously nitpicky.
yeah,
He'll yell over nits to pick.
right.
Sorry, everyone. I'm just
No problem.
getting these other ones in order.
So we should go ahead and roll initiative then. We're
Yeah.
ready for that.
And I'll add your initiative to the turn.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing something wrong because it feels like it gives some kind of an error when I rolled initiative that said
That it was like you tried to send it to the thing, but you didn't have a token.
yeah.
I haven't really figured out the best way to work with this turn tracker thing and get it to reliably work. It's kind of a pain.
When it came up, it said something about right-clicking it and selecting one, but I don't seem to have that option.
Let's see.
No,
There's
something
Mason,
funky about it.
and Silva is a 5. Okay, I believe that is everyone. Now let me sort these ascending, and we are all set. So both insurgents got 12. So they're actually going at the very end, which makes sense. I think they've just fired RPGs, right? Like they probably weren't expecting a bunch of Marines to rappel down on top of them.
Did they blow up the Cheyenne, or is it flown away or something, or winged it, or?
Why don't we leave that up to the dice?
Okay.
Let me pull up their sheet real quick. I think this is already programmed in here. Yeah, here we go. Let's roll 2 of these and see what we get. Okay, so one of them does hit. So I think the Cheyenne ship, right? Like there's probably also this maneuver, like as you're on the rope, that you can feel like tugging you away as the pilot has to jerk it. But one of them does catch it, and I think you probably hear over your radios, "Shit, I'm hit. I've got to bail. Take care of those assholes, and I'll be back."
Copy.
So I don't think, one RPG is not going to take out a Cheyenne, but it's enough damage that don't want to hang around. So what happens with Hammer? Hammer actually is up first, but what happens is he hits the deck, but because of the jerking of the rope and from the Cheyenne, he's all tangled up. You look over and you can see he's caught in the rope, and he's actually he's got to make a mobility check before he can do anything. And then after that, it looks like Dante. Sorry, is that Dante or that's Silver?
That's me.
Silva is going to be up
Is
next.
So is Hammer being like dragged off the rooftop by the Cheyenne, or is he just like tangled up, or what?
I think if he doesn't make this mobility check, he might be.
Oh crud. That sounds unfortunate.
All right.
One success. Yep.
And he's not going to have to push it. So he'll. It does say that takes the full turn to do that. So he does manage to get himself out of the tangled ropes and not be pulled off the rooftop by the Cheyenne. So Silva, you are up.
I'm happy to follow Silva. I just want to clarify. Did did Dante roll a 4? Am I reading my initiative right?
Yeah, Dante rolled a 4. Yeah.
Oh, how did I end up with 10? That's not right.
I think you just don't like Dante, but that's cool.
Yeah, there's also somebody with a with a 3 at the bottom. Well, there was.
Yeah, that was Hammer when I advanced it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
I should ask at the start. Does anyone want to swap initiatives?
Maybe with Dante, because maybe I can give you a command to help you out.
Yes. Yep.
Dante, are you the lady with the cap or the helmet? Are you in the comm dish, or are you out on?
I'm in the comm dish.
Okay, that's you. All right.
Ping myself here.
Yeah.
So,
Dante and Silva look really similar.
Okay. So if you could just switch our 2 numbers, so make me a 4 and make Dante a 5. So I'm going to maybe like move and take cover behind the dish. So I'll move myself over here maybe. And then I'm going to tell Dante shoot them before they can reload. So hopefully this will give you some dice if you do that.
And okay.
And I got 1.
Swap.
I'll go ahead
I'll
and
swap
push
my initiative with Mason if that works for everybody.
Matthew, you want to switch initiative with Daniel?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. I'll swap it.
And I'm going to push it. So I'm going to roll 6, 7, but -1, 6 base dice and a stress die. Base dice. 6. Submit. And a stress die. Submit. I added another one. So you get 2 extra dice, Dante.
Very nice.
And I think it's your turn.
Yep. And so Dante, you've been commanded to fire on them. You can see that they had these 2 RPGs. They've each fired their shot, but you can see slung around their shoulders, hanging at their hip, are some of the AK rifles.
Yeah. Okay. What range is this considered to be? Short?
This would be short. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it matters, but there's a drop down under the pulse rifle for it. So, let's see.
Do you want to shoot full auto for the +2, but you take a stress?
Yeah, I'll do that. And then I can hit an adjacent as well, possibly. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay.
Do you want to use your fast action to aim, or do you want to use it to like take cover, or what do you want to do with the
aim?
Okay, so that's another 2 dice. So you're plus 6 dice.
Okay, so modifiers are 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also am taking a stress, right?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so add the stress before anything else, right?
That's right.
So here's
That's
the
right.
stress. Attack, modifiers 6. Submit. Oof, okay.
It's pretty
All
good.
right. They will roll their armor.
Armor piercing. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, they missed on all of them, but yeah, I need to remember that. These are
Sure.
it's armor piercing. So yeah, so no armor mitigation. So you've got your base damage of 2, and you've got 2 successes. Do you want to pipe that into extra damage?
Yeah. Actually, let me just. What's the stunt? Distribute additional beyond the first to secondary targets within short range of the primary. Okay. So first of all, the initial on the one on the right, I guess to the northeast of the skylight. Then the first stunt damage to that person, and the second stunt damage to the one on the left.
So I think you would do 3 to the one on the right and then 2 damage to the one on the left. Because what you do with the stun on the second target is you do your base damage to them.
Oh, okay. Got it. So the base damage is 2 for the pulse rifle. Okay.
So 3 and 2 you do to the 2 targets.
Nice. Very nice.
So I think, John, you probably could roll the armor for that second guy then.
That's a good
And
point.
I think I read too, you round up the armor. So
Okay.
it looks like 2 dice of armor.
Yeah, 2 dice. And so they'll soak one of them.
Okay.
All right. Nice though. So the right one is taking 3 damage, and the left one takes 1. As Dante opens up full fire on both of them, as they're still scrambling to deal with this sudden onslaught of Marines that have landed on the rooftop. Mason, you are next, and you're close to that one on the left. I'm assuming you didn't land like in engaged range, right? You're not right up on them, so you've got like a few feet at least. So what do you want to do?
I guess orders. Let's see. Who is who is closest to me? Sorry, I'm having a hard time with roll 20 again. There we go.
No problem. Yep, this bottom left one is the one closer to you.
All right. Yeah, I'll open up the tempting to have fun with the incinerator, but that sounds like a waste of fuel. So let's go with rifle.
Okay. So same questions. Do you want to fire full auto and get a +2 bonus?
Yeah, let's go for full auto.
Okay.
Sure.
So that's going to add 1 stress. And then do you want to use your fast action to aim and get 2 more?
I am going to do that. I'm adding the stress already, and I am using the.
And so you'll have 4 for your modifier, because that command was specifically for Dante.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so +4 dice. Got it.
Correct.
Rolling now. That is 3 hits.
Very nice. And so I will roll the 2 base armor. This one, no hits. Okay, so you're going to do at least 3 on this left one.
It's
right?
armor piercing.
Or it's 2 to start. Sorry, and then you've got two stunts that you can use.
What are those? What are those stunts?
So each stunt is an additional point of damage, or you can do what Dante did and move it. Hit multiple targets.
Just the one target. And are these stunts freeform, or are they mechanically described?
There's a handout on Roll20 called under ranged combat. It tells you the options you have. So you can pin them down. You can have them drop their weapons. You can push them back.
I will inflict additional damage. I think Mason is feeling a little bit aggro at the moment. So,
Okay, so the first one, this one didn't get any armor. So if you do it all, do you want to do it all to this bottom left one?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's enough to take them out. They've got 5 health total. So you're able to just, catch this one by surprise, as that right after Dante hits him for one, and then you finish the job.
Yeah.
So go ahead and I'll go ahead and click all the wrong things. There's what I'm looking for. That one is done. All right. And next up will be Zhimyevsky, who, is just going to follow suit. So let me pull up his pulse rifle, make a ranged combat. Oh, I meant to do +2. Let me redo that.
Are rifles in this universe, are they ballistic or energy?
These are energy because they're the pulse rifles. So that they actually, they use a burst of electricity to generate the pulse that accelerates the bullet. So it's actually like kind of a combination of both, right? Like it's firing ballistics, but it does it with energy acceleration. It's not a combustion that happens. So actually, I'm going to do all the same stuff with Zhimyevsky of full auto and aim for the fast action. So let's go ahead and do that. He will get 2, and I believe that is enough. Yeah, if I pump that into this other guy, that's enough to handle this top one. All right, so these 2 insurgents on the roof are taken care of. So you take care of these 2 insurgents on the roof. You see the skylight below you. It's dark inside of it. This is glass covering on it, and you can see that it's dark underneath.
All right, Marines, shock and awe. Let's move. We'll turn on your what do they call them? The mounted lights we have on our armor. It's dark in here. Keep your eyes and ears open. Watch those corners. Hammer, Dante, you take the point.
All right, Hammer grunts a reply, moves forward. I'm gonna start moving everyone down into this skylight, descending down. As you descend down into the building, you can see immediately you get the sense something is off. There are blood trails along the floor. It's dark. It's quiet. You don't hear the screaming or anything that you heard over the radio. And this doorway right here has been smashed open. And you can see the glimpse of what looks like someone's arm or hand on the other side of that doorway.
Dante's up front. What do you do?
Yeah, is the door smashed in or out?
It's smashed wide open, more into the room, so away from you, out away from the hallway.
Okay. Wait, they got so ended up in front.
Sorry, I just piled everyone in, so feel free to move stuff around.
Oh, it won't let me select that myself. Dante will be at the front. So I'm assuming that's right here, right? By the master bedroom we're talking about?
Correct.
Okay. So Dante is going to go ahead and move the flashlight around as she enters, keeping the pulse rifle on her shoulder, ready to fire on any target. And she's feeling twitchy enough that she has to be very careful right now.
And the flashlight, you turn the corner and we see the flashlight, pan over the room.
Yeah.
And see it's in disarray. Lamps are smashed, furniture's been crushed. And then the light falls onto a figure standing in the center of a room. They're in military marine fatigues, facing away from you. You can see this long hair falling down their back, and you see bits of their arm where they don't have sleeves, and their arm and their skin's exposed. Their skin is translucent white with veins visible underneath the skin, protruding, and they're breathing heavily. You can hear them mumbling something, but it's hard to hear.
Dante says, Silva, and then hands up, turn around.
And you hear a shriek come from the person. They grasp at their head. They start tearing their hair out, and it just comes out in clumps and piles. And it's not just hair. Her scalp begins to peel away with it. The skull starts to bubble and bend and distort as it elongates and erupts out. And this creature turns at you as you see her body buckling and breaking and bursting open at all corners. You see Wojcik falling into this monstrous transformation, and with wet pop, you hear her spinal cord distend and break. Fluted tubes erupt from her back and stretch past the limit of her dermis as it rips and tears. And then before you is a behemoth alien that rears back and stares into your eyes, Dante. And I would like for you to make a, what is this? Wits roll, the attribute only.
Oh, that's humorous.
Hilarious.
Okay, so I don't know how to do a wits. Oh, it's just the number there. So I'm just gonna roll 3 d6, I guess.
Did we all see this?
Anyone that has moved over to sight of the doorway, and I think, anyone that has seen this also should go ahead and make a panic roll.
So I made my wits roll. Did I do it wrong because it summed the 3?
It added it together. Let's see if there's a way
You can highlight over it. If you put your mouse over it, it'll tell you what each die was.
Okay, so it was 3, 6, and 4. Thank you.
Okay. So 6 is a success, right?
Right, 1 success.
Yeah.
So it sounded like it took a moment. So I imagine Hammer would have been there. They were up front.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mason and let's see, who else? Mason and maybe Zemensky, or maybe Iona would have been there. I was kind of towards the rear, so I don't imagine me and Chaplin are probably towards the back yet. That's my feel.
So
Yeah, I mean,
I'm rolling panic roll. Gonna do that now.
So while Mason's rolling that, and I'll check on Zhnyevsky and Hammer in a moment. So you succeed, Dante, but you feel you lock eyes with this creature, and for a moment you feel this bit of enrapture with it. What about this creature is beautiful to you?
Like
What?
the primal power, I think. It feels like it's just this raw, very very simple creature that they're to kill and to propagate the species. And that's just the beauty of it, I think.
And you, as you snap out of that line of thought, you hear Zhnyevsky yelling you, Dante fucking moves, we could shoot it. So Mason, you got an 8 on your panic roll, which I think is, what is that?
She has the talent, gives her -2 though. Remember that?
That's right. Yes.
You actually got a 6, so you're okay.
So doing okay. Okay. All right. So we're gonna jump right into another turn.
Thank you
Should
for
we-
remembering that.
Is everyone okay with if we keep the same numbers, and I will just do the aliens number?
Yeah.
So let me. Oh, I should also reveal that token. Let me.
I think like Mason's on the edge of panic, and I will say that a -2 comes from seeing Dante in a state of like bizarre reverie. like that guy's kind of losing his shit. Don't lose your shit.
Is Dante your
There we
buddy,
go.
Mason?
No, it's
No?
Chaplin.
Okay. Who's your buddy, Dante?
Hammer.
Hammer? Oh, Hammer's your buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, we have the same buddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is speed 2, so they get 2 turns. Add 1 more turn. Let's repeat that roll. So I'm gonna 6 on that one.
Is this thing really big, like xenomorph size?
Oh, definitely.
Bigger, small? Okay.
Yeah. The
Adult or
creature.
Pedomorph.
Yeah, it sounds like it has the. Does it have the shape of this of the xenomorph with the? Now it has those. Forget what they call them that come out of its back.
Yeah, it's really close. I mean, it is a variation. It is not
Okay.
this. It's not the one that you saw in the marshal's office, in which it would be, you know, for us the classic sort of drone like xenomorph. This is more of like a weird sort of variation, but it's got a lot of the same defining figures.
Sure.
This one is a little bit more human. You know, it retains a little bit more of its human nature. But it's definitely bigger than, it's about the same size, and so it's much bigger than what Wojcik was before, right? There's like this explosion as they suddenly like grew in size. Okay, so Hammer is up again, or is the first one up. So that's just gonna be, that's Smart Gun. Let's go ahead and do that roll. Let's see. I'm assuming you can do the same stuff with Smart Guns, right? You can aim with them.
Yeah.
All right, so Hammer will open up fire and get a 1. What is, let's see, do I have this one open? Back to juggling windows. Where did I put that one? Oh, I know where it is. Here we go. All right. These dice. Okay. So this thing's armor does block it. Does block the Smart Gun fire as Hammer opens on it unsuccessful. So I believe that is Silva that's next.
Right. So I'll say, if it's not a Marine, burn it with fire, Mason. Dante, blow it up. So I'll give you guys each in a command, help you out. Dante, command. You get 3 extra dice, Dante. And Mason, you get 2 extra dice. I think I'll let those both ride.
All right. Nante, you are up next.
To clarify, like the physical effects of using the U1 grenade launcher, I'm assuming that's what Silva is suggesting when he says blow it up.
Maybe don't take me literal.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I mean, if that's the way Dante takes it,
I don't know what the
Yeah,
area.
I mean, go ahead.
I don't know what the area effect of those grenades is. Would it engulf this entire room?
I want to also
All in short range. Is that where we're all within a few meters, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it would pretty
That'd be
much
bad.
Yeah, it would
So
be
that would be bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember your training.
Hey, you know, if we're not gonna take blow it up literally, am I supposed to not take burn it literally?
Look, you guys are gonna do what you want. We'll see what happens.
All right. Short action aim. Pulse rifle fire. So it's going to be +4. Wait. Full auto.
So you got 2 questions: full auto, and do you want to aim? Each one gives you an extra 2 dice.
Right. So
And then you got 3 dice from me. Is that what I said? Yeah.
4, 7. Okay. 2, 4, 7. Got it.
And add a stress for the full auto if that's what you're doing.
Yep. Just did.
Okay.
Well, come on now. Uh-oh.
Well,
So
roll panic.
4 successes and panic. I haven't rolled panic in a while. It's just the panic button under the roll buttons. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a
That's right.
D6 plus.
Hey, I'm holding it together, right?
There you go.
Nice.
And you got a lot of damage. 4 hits.
Oh, I took a panic. I guess I was already firing, John. Is there any point in me rolling my 1d6 for my twitchy finger?
That is when, did your stress go up? Oh, you took a
Yeah.
stress. So I don't think so. No, because you're
Yeah.
meaning to fire in this
Firing
case.
anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
You are out of ammo though. When you fire and you get a face hugger, your gun's out of ammo. So you just lit it up with the full magazine.
I have a grenade launcher, so no worries.
Sure.
Yeah. And you can take a slow action to reload.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you've got a success. So what do you want to? So you can hit it, and then what do you want to do with the extra?
I think the rest I'm just going to put into
Agreed.
damage.
All right. So and this you're firing. This is just the rifle, right?
It's 5.
Pulse rifle, yeah.
So that's armor piercing as well. So let me roll some armor dice. Okay, it'll absorb one of them. So that takes 4, right?
4. Yep.
All right, and now we do a, let's see. Acid is only for if someone's engaged, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't need to do an acid check. Okay, cool. All right. That is Dante. So next up is Mason with the incinerator unit.
Yep. See, gonna refire Mason with the incinerator unit. I sound like I'm reciting a Cluedo crime.
In the ballroom.
Yeah. In the ballroom with the flamethrower. Is there any other option to the incinerator unit? Like, does the Bake a Flake have an aim function? Does that?
It works the same.
Yeah, because it's still a ranged combat.
It doesn't have full auto though.
Right.
I imagine. So I'll try to steady my aim, try not to catch Dante in the fire and fire away.
So you got a modifier of 4. 2 from me and 2 from the aim.
All right. Yep. From the 2 dice you gave me. Submitting. It is. Are you damn serious?
You can't push if you want.
I'm gonna push.
All right,
So
add
that's
a stress and do the whole thing exactly the same.
I imagine, for Mason, this is almost personal, right? At this point, all the trauma they've been through.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right, roll that panic.
Yeah, I like the idea that Mason's sort of takes out the incinerator unit, and when she presses on the trigger, it just sort of does a cursory burn, and nothing really comes out of it, and then she pulls the trigger a second time to really let go, like it's like the fire was jammed. I don't know how you describe that.
Yeah. No, I like that. The fuel line was clogged.
Yeah, that's right. Fuel line's clogged.
Have
Okay,
you
so
been
I'm
adding
rolling
your
my
bonus dice that Silva gave you.
Yeah, that was with this bonus dice.
Okay.
Mason rolled a 7, a 9 minus 2, 7.
All right, nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1.
That's going to be everybody, isn't it?
I believe it will be.
Well, not everybody.
Yeah, not everybody.
Right.
I'm almost back to full stress from last session.
Yay. You still do your hit though. And how many successes did you get?
1 success and the face
2.
hugger.
You got two successes.
Oh, I see it. Two successes.
So flamethrowers are
Damage
funny. So you do 2 damage just from hitting it. And then you can have a stunt with your you can do an extra damage or something else. This is range combat. Then is you lighted fire. So there's a die roll for that.
Yeah, all right. You know what I want to do? Was this the number 8 xenomorph or number 6? Or it has 2 turns?
It has 2 turns, yeah.
If I switch initiative with it, will I switch with 6 or 8?
I think you get a pick. It doesn't apply until next turn.
Can alien panic? I don't think it can, right?
No.
Yeah, so I guess let's just throw on the damage with one additional point.
So 3 damage just from hitting it.
Yeah, and a fire roll. How does a fire roll work?
Um,
I believe you
Ha-
rolled the number of dice of the intensity, right?
right.
Oh, okay. All right. Rolling 9 fire intensity dice
Yeah, so you can do base dice and roll
times
9.
9. Yeah, let's do it.
And
Base
each
dice times
success is a point of damage.
Right.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
Just 1.
1.
Okay, so if my math is followed, that is 4 total. And so now it will roll its armor, which, there we go. So it will, it does block 2 of them. And then I believe it is its turn.
Now, one other little wrinkle on that. It's considered on fire now.
Okay.
So at the beginning of next round, Matthew will roll again the fire intensity, and it goes up 1 die until he gets no results, until he gets no hits, and then the fire burns out. So it can take more damage.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
neat.
a pretty cool way of expressing that mechanic.
All right, so
I love the expression.
Mhm.
let me see what it's gonna do. 6, 4. Now, I made myself a little table, so I didn't. That way, I'm not the one potentially killing anybody, and it's the dice instead. Of course, not everyone is immediately in this area, so I'm gonna just assign some numbers here and roll on the fly and see who it goes for. Okay, so you see it barrel through, pushing past Zhimyevsky as it runs straight to Iona. And it is gonna, its tail lashes out at Iona. And I will roll some hit dice. So that is 2 success. And so now Iona needs to roll their armor, right?
Is this the tail attacking? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the tail blade.
Sometimes those are armor piercing, I've noticed, and other ones. Is that one armor piercing?
It doesn't say it is.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, good armor, Iona.
I know. Iona, so you see this tail blade lash out and strike it at Iona, gashing the front of his uniform, but the Kevlar underneath it resists the tail blade and does not gain purchase. I'm gonna say that puts, due to the size of this thing though, that's gonna put Zhimyevsky and Iona in engaged range, because this thing is like barreled forward, pushing into the midst of them. And Zhimyevsky is actually up next. Zhimyevsky has the other incinerator. So I will just go ahead and attack with that. Add 2 for aiming.
-3 for engaged.
That's right. Let's do that again. So -1 overall. Good.
It's pretty good.
All right, 2 success. And we'll go ahead and just do that into damage as well. So let's roll these things under. But it blocks it. Wait, nope, it takes 1, right? Because that was 3.
Yeah, 3, yep. I can never remember if each hit takes away a success or it takes away. I think it takes away a point of damage.
I think that's right.
I think the fire intensity, he can roll that though, right? From the
yeah.
So 9 more dice of
I'm just
fiery
gonna
goodness.
use this one.
Nothing.
Doesn't add anything.
No.
All right. Now we get some acid damage.
Well, the
Is
other
that-
thing I just remembered, the fire, it negates the acid too. I remember.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I can look at. I'm not absolutely certain. I'll look it up.
Let's see. I
I'm
think I
pretty
know.
sure it does, though, if I remember correctly. Where would that be? Combat and panic here.
John, just a quick heads up that I think that Dante got exchanged with someone up here. I moved her up to the top area here. I pinged her.
Okay.
She had to be in this area in order to fire him before we had her back by Silva and Chaplin.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it says under acid splash, only damage that draws blood causes an acid splash. Hence, a fire attack does not have this effect.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Very good. So we can cancel that then. All right then. Well, the alien is up next then. And let's see what it's what's happening. What it's gonna do. 3. What is that?
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have like friendly fire rules in this, especially for those flamethrowers at point blank range in this hallway. It seems
In a small hallway, right?
it seems unlikely, but there's actually no rules about it. In PBTA, that would definitely be a 6- result.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there like a panic result for friendly fire?
No, there's nothing at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I definitely
So-
think it would be, GM fiat to just say a miss, a total miss. I would definitely consider making people make mobility rolls or something, but
Right. It was so prevalent in the movie. I mean, reasonably
Yeah.
prevalent. In the
yeah,
movie.
that's true.
All right, so it's staying focused on Iona. And this time it actually goes to strike out at it with its mouth to bite into Iona. And let's see if Iona can dodge this one as well. Go. No, this one will hit. So you see it lurch forward and sink its fangs into Iona. Iona will take 1 damage. And then it releases Iona, and Iona immediately recoils and starts retching, like gagging and dry heaving as they fall backwards, stumbling into the wall. And they have to make a stamina check, and probably talk more about this in a bit. That's a failure. Okay.
Great.
But that is the alien's turn. So Chaplin, you're up next.
Yeah. So, what does it look like the problem with Iona is? Like, is it possible to figure that out?
Maybe after the situation calms down. I mean, you can see that like they look sick. Like they look like they've like just immediately fallen sick. They're looking pale and they're kind of like dry heaving and retching.
But it doesn't look like normal wound stuff. It looks like maybe a toxin or something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean that's going to take time to figure out.
Okay. I think Chaplin is going to try to grab Iona and drag them out of range of the alien.
Yeah. So let's see. What's the deal with backing out of engaged range? Because you're gonna have to come forward and enter engaged range, and then I think it's like a retreat roll,
Mobility?
which I think is a mobility based check. So and I'll say, since you're trying to drag Iona out, which is basically dead weight at the moment, that's going to be a -1 modifier on that.
Okay. So mobility -1?
Yeah.
You got it. Here we go. You can do it, Chaplain. I got 1.
There you go. Do you want to push for a stunt, or you want to take the success and get out of dodge?
I cannot push.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right, so let's move Iona out here. So you are able to get forward, kind of grab Iona by the collar, pull them back.
Mm-hmm.
Iona's actually up next. I'm gonna say they lose their turn. They're busy retching and being sick. Hammer steps around the corner to open fire with the smart gun again.
Oh no. So Zhamensky's the only one in engaged range. I don't know why I bothered to ask that, but
I think
just
that's
in
the
case.
case. Ranged combat. There we go. Let's add 2. He's not engaged, so that's not a negative. All right, that is a 3.
Oh boy.
Then roll base dice over here. Oops. Only blocks 1. Okay. So that is going to be, what is that? What's the?
Is it base 3, and then are you doing the other 2 on damage? So 5 minus 1, 4 damage, I think.
Yeah. So which is actually going to take it to bottom of its health. So let's go ahead and do the acid check, and then I'll do the critical injury. So as Hammer opens fire on it.
Oh no.
And so Zhimyevsky now does armor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So much
is
ping
Hammer
pong.
using his smart gun again?
Yeah.
I just imagine he bellows
Oh,
on
that's
literally
pretty
every
good.
shot.
Okay, so he
Just
only
goes-
takes 1 damage. That's not too bad. But his stress does go up.
The acid reduce for each point he blocks with the armor, it reduces his armor by that permanently. So like it eats away at the armor.
That's right.
But that saved his life probably there. And then it also will continue to burn. So I think at the beginning of next turn, it'll roll half as many dice to see if it continues to burn. So it looked like you rolled 6, 10 dice.
Yeah.
So unless we can do something to stop the acid burn, you're going to roll 5 dice here in a little bit.
And so the alien is at bottom of its health. So I need to roll its critical injury, which I need to find that table because I don't know. Here it is. That's D6. 3. Okay. It cries out in fury. And it takes an immediate action. Sorry, roll again to see. Okay. It turns from where it's at and is going to go dashing for this second floor window. So let's see. It can move with its fast and slow action. It can move how many zones? It's at least like 2, right? So I think it can jump out this window. It can just get to the other side. So I'm going to put it down here in this bottom right where it like You see it just like lurch forward, smashing through the glass, breaking out the window, diving into the outside air. Silva, you were up next. It is clearly fleeing, y'all.
Right. I'll say Dante, try to kill it if you can. But nobody risked their lives. Chaplain, try to help Zemensky. He's burning up. So I'm going to give 2 orders. I'll give Dante another range combat, or if he follows that, it sounds like range combat to me.
For what it's worth, I'm going to have to spend this round, I think, reloading.
Okay.
Not if you use your grenades.
I was say you've got the
That's true.
grenade.
Yeah, we called it.
It is
All right.
outside now.
Oh
There
my
you
God,
go.
you're right. It is outside now. That's a good point.
This was
All
kismet.
right. Use it as you like. Here is how many dice for you? 1 die. I did panic, so let me roll that. Panic. I got an 8, so I got the -2 agility. All right, and then Chaplain, I'm gonna helping out Zemensky. Give you 1. And 1 for you, and then another panic. And another 8. So since I already had that one, I have to go to the next one. So I drop something. I think the GM, chooses what I drop here. It better not be my cigarettes again.
No.
Not the cigarettes again.
I think I gain a stress.
Let me think on that for a moment while Dante takes their turn.
Okay.
So have the alien cleared the window?
Yes, yeah, it was able
Okay.
to break through it.
So I'm going to have to get up to the window in order to do anything.
Correct.
And I can make that move in my short turn. Is that
Your
or what's
fast
it called?
action.
Fast
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, your fast action, you can get to the window and fire out of it.
Okay. So quick question. I also have an RPG launcher. Can don't take that attitude. Am I able to like switch to the RPG launcher as I approach the window for free or negative? Okay.
Negative,
That would be
because that's a fast action to
Okay.
equip a different weapon. But since your
So
your grenade launcher's underslung on your rifle,
right, it's underslung.
So,
Okay, good. Okay, so I'll, despite my better judgment, when I get to the window, I'm going to fire the grenade launcher at the alien. If I see the alien out there, that is.
oh yeah, you do. I mean, you get to the window and you see this thing. You see it like actually removing itself from the wall. It did not leap out the wall, like out the window and go flying into the ground. It broke through the window and then crawled down the wall. And so you see it like coming off of the wall as they're going to sprint, off into the dark of the colony.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and fire the grenade launcher. Then this is probably short range, medium, since it's 1 story.
Sounds like it moved a zone away, so it would probably be medium. Yeah.
I think that's right.
So you get a -1 for that.
Okay, and then I have a +1 modifier from Silva.
I gave you 2, I think, and I
You
gave
gave me
1.
2.
I gave 1 to Daniel. So yeah.
Okay, so a net 1 modifier on
and then
this.
Click the grenade launcher attack button. Remember that.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know if does it give you a plus for that too. I don't remember.
Whoa. Okay, so that's 3. That's 3. It's blast
Beautiful.
9.
So it does 1 damage, and then so the initial hit that works the same as any other weapon. So you do 1 damage, and then you can apply 2 stunts.
And then does it have special stunts for the grenade launcher?
Well, then you're going to roll 9 dice, kind of like similar to the incinerator, but it's an explosion rather than fire.
All right. What's the easiest way to roll 9 dice?
There's a little button that says
base
base
dice.
dice. Yeah,
Base
just put in
dice?
a 9. Yeah.
Okay. Whoops. Okay, here we go.
So you still do, if you want to put the 2 stunts on damage, you're still going to do 3 damage from just the, you hit the grenade right on it and it explodes. It just doesn't do any additional damage.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do those 3. And then whatever, I guess, that's armor doesn't soak.
And I don't think this would be armor piercing, right? So this is the full armor value, which it doesn't
Nothing.
soak any though. And I'm trying to think, do I re-roll the alien critical injury? I don't think I do. I think it dies with this because it said that if it doesn't escape, if it does not succeed in escaping. Okay, if you inflict any damage, the creature dies. So okay, yeah. You blow this thing up. You leave it in a tiny, crater on the patio just outside this compound, and you can see where, I'm picturing you basically firing down from the 2nd-story window, right? And you can see the impact has pushed some of the brick siding in as well. So that is the end of that alien, and. What you find yourself sort of dealing with after this, right? You take in the setting around you, and you can see that room where you first encountered Wojcik, where she transformed. There's a pile of bodies that she appears to have pulled in there. You can see blood trails coming from the hallway into this room. And then you hear a small whimpering sound coming from the guest bedroom beside it.
I'll silently gesture for guess Daniel to open the door, and I'll have my incinerator ready.
Daniel or Chaplin, right?
Did Chaplin pull some powder out or something to put the acid out so that Zemensky doesn't take any more damage? Make a roll and it happens.
Right, I haven't had the opportunity to do that because the turn order got interrupted by the explosion.
Right.
So can we get who was that? Zemensky?
Or maybe you could do that separately. Maybe I'll have Zemensky's burning.
Can we get him out of his armor?
Yeah, and we're out of turn order at this point too. So
no rolls or anything necessary for that. We can just
do it. So maybe while Chaplin does that, I'll just open the door myself then, and I'll have my pulse rifle, ready.
And so you open the door, and the flashlight on your rifle falls on the face of Lieutenant Wright, who you recognize as the other AWOL Marine. She looks terrified but human. She is handcuffed to a radiator in the room, kind of curled up in a ball, and covers her face when you first open the door. And she's, please don't hurt me. But Wojcik is sick. There's something wrong with her. God, there's something wrong with all of us.
I speak over Captain Silva and go Wojcik is dead.
Okay. Right. My name's Silva. You might know me. We're from the same regiment. We're here to get you. Are there any more any Russians around here?
Yeah, I think she killed them all. She just went nuts. I mean, she's been off all for the last day or so, and she just snapped, and she broke out of her handcuffs, and she went after them, and I heard screaming, I heard firing. I don't know. I mean, I've been stuck in here. She kind of rattles the handcuffs.
Okay. Look, take a deep breath. We're gonna get you out of here. Stay cool. Chaplain, as soon as you're done with Z, I need you and your cutter in here to cut these handcuffs. We've got a live one.
Dante says, "Sir, I've got a cutter as well. If you want me to get on it."
Okay, yeah, get in here, Dante.
So yeah,
Go ahead.
you can come and cut her handcuffs out. As you're doing that, you hear from the comm unit that you had from the group. You hear a steady tone suddenly emit from it, this long like emergency signal, and then you hear a voice that says, "Comrades, the invasion has begun," and booms from outside as you see from the window light all across the horizon as ships start appearing in the sky, these various UPP drop ships appearing all over the colony, and immediately begin bombing runs, diving over, blowing places up. And that is the end of Act 1.
Worst
Certainly
day ever.
milked it for what it was worth.
Jason, I gotta ask you something. Is Russians and you in a game with me gonna be a thing?
No. I'm just riffing on like the this is like the mid 80s,
Yeah.
Soviet analog. So that's, just a little what, not racism isn't the right word. What would that be?
Paranoia.
Nationalism, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Your people were very afraid of.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, well, Matthew and I played a game last month, and there was a Russian in that too.
So we can stop there because we're about at time. We do have a few minutes. I mean, is there anything y'all want to ask about? There's stuff about like Iona going on. There's Right. If you want to go ahead and get some questions out of the way, we can handle that. Or if everyone feels like this is a good stopping point, we can pause for the night.
I think
definitely
after. Go ahead.
After Chaplin helps Jameski get out of his armor, I think he's going to go back to Iona and try to check her out and see what's going on.
Yeah, go ahead and make a medical aid roll.
Incidentally, while Chaplin's making that roll, did he conclusively? Did he have any conclusions as to whether anyone is infected or not? Because he mentioned he was looking into that earlier today.
Yeah, for the gear and y'all's things, yeah, I don't think there's no sign of infection that you got from physical contact, proximity to the aliens. Now that you're looking at Iona, though, even in the short time, you can see their skin has become white and clammy. They're perspiring, and the where the fangs bit into their neck, there's these tracing black tendrils that reach out from the points. They're just a few centimeters, maybe an inch long at this point. But you look at it and it's like you swear you can see them growing in front of you.
Cool.
Iona just kind of looks at you and says, like, I don't feel fantastic.
Chaplin's like, oh, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. You'll be on your feet in no time. Well, they're thinking.
Lied.
While they're thinking, amputate a human's head. Okay. I mean, I guess we can stop there and we can decide what we're gonna do next at the beginning of next session if we want to. Unless we're gonna have like a big shift of scene or whatever at this point.
Could you also check out Wright to see if she's got anything going on with her?
Yeah, I think yeah, you can go ahead and make another medical aid roll because that would make sense. And give you some information on her.
So I think, yeah, I think Chaplin is going to try to also, with Iona, is going to try to get a sample, if possible, of the spreading infection-y stuff, whether that's with a syringe or whatever they might have on hand in their kit.
Sure, I think with success you can say that you got some of that.
Okay. So I'm sorry. What, am I rolling another medical aid on?
Yeah, for examining Wright.
Right. Okay.
I don't mean to be a confused student in the class here, but like, if I understand, we were expecting Reese to be, in prison. Were we expecting Wright and Wojak to be, in custody as well?
Yeah, we found out that from the bartender that some insurgents had taken 2 of them away with them
I see.
on the
Okay.
night, and then we found out from the insurgent in the marshal's office where
Yeah.
this place was. So like
Yeah.
their hideout. So that's how we got here. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not surprising that Wright is cuffed.
No, not to me.
Okay. Just making sure.
So when you go to examine Wright, she yells at you, "Don't stay back! I'm infected.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I mean, something was seriously wrong with Wojak, and whatever they put in her, they put in me too. They put it in all of us. They fucking tricked us. They made us goddamn science experiments."
Okay. Calm down.
Who did this to you?
They.
Yeah.
Fucking Colonel Myers back at the fort. Oh, goddamn troops. They did this to us.
Mason visibly just tries to keep distance between her and Wright.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where we'll go ahead and stop for the night and come back. We'll pick up here at the same place because I imagine you've got more questions for Wright and everything. But we'll end on that note. And yeah, so we've also completed Act 1. So I'll give everyone Act 2 agendas there at the start. Let's go ahead and do Act 1 story points though. So we mentioned it, when we first got started. Story points are a way that you can turn, add a success to any roll or turn a failure into a success. So I'm pretty lax about it. You get a story point if you took any significant action towards your agenda. So if you feel like you did something to play towards that was meaningful or put yourself at risk or anything like that, then go ahead and award yourself a story point. You should be able just to click that checkbox and give yourself one.
Is it okay if I discuss my story point, my agenda?
I'm good with that. I think that's a great idea. Everyone else good?
Yeah, I just want to mention, so my agenda requests me to stay close to a fellow Marine at all times. And I found that mechanically a little strange because there was very little reason to not be with the rest of the team the whole time. So I don't know if I can define that as me actively going out of my way to pursue that agenda because it's just baked in by default. But I tried as much as possible, particularly in the early game, to express that, to say, okay, well, I want to stay close to Hammer, I want to stay close to this, but otherwise I don't know if I earned it or not. So I guess I'm just asking you, John, how you're keen to interpret that.
I feel like I saw story beats of Mason, looking to stick close to people. And then I think also, especially Mason coming out and saying I've been in this situation and I'm good with it. I think you acted towards it.
All right. Okay. I'll mark that story point.
Yeah. Okay.
Mine was really hard.
Now I would say it's probably not horrible to share them, although they do hint at later ones.
Yeah.
And your later ones will tend to be more intense. So
I see.
might give us clues as to where your character is going. So
Just to be mindful of that.
you might want to kind of hold off on that if I were you. I'm going to. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
Mason's was pretty benign. But yeah, I
Okay.
think that's a good point, Jason. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think with that, I'll go ahead and end the recording, and we'll do our session wrap up.
Right.